Hello everybody, we are back again for another Olney Town Talk. I'm your editor Ethan Nickel here at the Olney Enterprise, and we are welcomed by Chief of Police Dan Birbeck.
Thank you for having me.
Good to be here with you. Thank you for joining us. I guess I'll start us off by just asking you kind of a little bit about yourself, kind of for the community to get to know you a little better. And you have been here almost a year now?
Almost a year in July.
Okay.
Yeah, so came from the Dallas area, retired up there as a captain over patrol for my agency there. I came out to work for Travis Babcock as a deputy sheriff, and he assigned me as a sergeant over the patrol division there. Worked there for about 2 years full time. When the opportunity for Olney came up, I thought I would put my name in the hat and thought I could do some good here. So was fortunate enough to have been selected, and here I am.
Absolutely. And so could you tell us a little bit about kind of the drug situation going on in Olney currently?
So as with any small community, you know, we deal with a fair amount of narcotics movement through Olney or use through Olney, and we also suffer the consequences of that with the associated crime. We've really tried in the last, since July, since I got here, to really focus on that and have made substantial progress. I feel that the community, from the feedback that I've gotten, is feeling the changes in town, and that the crime is not as predominant or in your face as it was, 6 months ago. We've made a lot of very good arrests in that area, and we're also working back to sources of where the narcotics are coming from, and in collaboration with other state and federal agencies as well. So good things are happening on that front.
Okay. And is crime right now, is it kind of up or down?
I would say that right now it's down. Our usual opportunity thefts and things of that nature have actually started to decline. We can kind of at times see a pattern, and we know whenever we're going to have an uptick in it. We've also done a lot more focused patrols in the areas where that has occurred, and arrested, like I said, just for instance, in the month of February, we had an arrest for every day of the month almost. We made 28 arrests in February alone. And a lot of that is associated with those that are committing those opportunity crimes, breaking into cars or picking up property that's left out. So we're making some good progress on it, I think.
Okay. And so y'all have added some new officers?
Yeah, so right now the Olney Police Department is at full staff. Just to kind of give an overview of it, we obviously have patrol. As with any small community, we struggle with manpower just to handle the size of the town, but we now have a full-time criminal investigations detective that will be working cases on the backside as opposed to answering calls and working cases. So that should help us to focus more on getting these nuisance crimes, for instance, thefts, burglaries, things like that, where the officers were on patrol and couldn't really focus on those investigations. We now have full-time focus on those investigations, so we should be seeing more cases cleared and arrests made in those cases, where before it was just a volume issue. You would move from one hot thing to the next and things would fall, and hopefully we've closed that where we can start addressing people's concerns. And I think that's where we'll make a difference as a law enforcement agency in the community.
And so how many officers do we have at Olney?
Including me now is 7. So we'll have 4 patrol officers, CID, the chief, and a school resource officer. So we're also at the schools with a presence there, which was one of my first missions, was to get a police officer on the campus and make sure that our children are protected.
Right. Absolutely.
To add to our staffing, the city council also has assisted us in hiring a code enforcement company to assist with code enforcement. And I know that can be a hot topic in a smaller community, but basically if you look at what we call the broken window theory of law enforcement, whenever a community starts to decline and properties start to decay, a broken window doesn't get fixed, it becomes the norm, and then the next broken window doesn't get fixed, and then it starts to decline. And when you get in these areas of town that are not kept, that has the tendency to also attract those that feel comfortable living in that type of area and committing those crimes. So, and the other aspect of it too is property values and community pride. When you let the property to decline, it also impacts your neighbor and their property values and their ability to recover their cost of their home or resale value and things like that. So the goal is to work with groups like Keeping Olney Beautiful and all those things to help our community clean up, get their yards mowed, get the debris and trash out of their yards, junk vehicles taken care of, and to show some community pride, which will also deter crime. The better kept the community, the less, and the more vigilant people are in those communities, the less opportunity there is for crime.
Yeah.
So that's kind of our goal.
Okay. Yeah. And you kind of talked about community feedback. Is there anything else the community can do? Is there any certain feedback that you would like more of for the future?
Yeah, anytime that you have a problem with anything related to the police department, I know a lot of people choose to vent their frustrations in different ways, whether that be Facebook or whatever, but it really doesn't give us the opportunity to get a first-hand account of whatever the problem is.
Only rants and raves.
Yeah, I have no problem with people, voicing their opinions. I just wish it would be an informed voice. If you have a problem with the way an officer handled something or a program that the police department is doing, feel free to contact me. I'll meet with you. We'll discuss it, and maybe you'll understand better on the back end the details of why we do something, not just that we're doing something.
Right.
And I'm happy to talk with any citizen at any time. I've reached out to people that have posted some things that were inaccurate and asked them if they would be willing to come talk to me, and have cleared several miscommunications up that way, and it's just simple communication. And I'm happy to meet with any citizen that has any concern about anything. So.
Okay. Yeah. And is there always an officer on duty?
We have officer coverage 24 hours a day. If there's anything that comes up that an officer, for whatever reason, would be able to cover, we do mutual aid with the sheriff's office, and they do provide backup for us. But that doesn't very rarely would that ever happen. But for the most part, we are 24% covered. 24 hours a day, 100% covered, not 24% covered.
All right. Okay. And is there anything else you would like to add for the community to know?
Well, I knew coming in that, the Olney Police Department has had its bumps and bruises in the past. And, for the most part, whenever I'm in the community, there's a lot of really great people here. And it's a really nice community. And it was unfair to them, what happened in the past. But I just want to assure citizens that, that's not the future for the Olney Police Department, not with me at the helm anyway. We run things ethically, we're transparent, and like I said, if people want to come talk about an issue that they're having or they have a perception of something, to come visit with me, and I'd be happy to clear any of that up. And so my goal is to make the police department something that the citizens of Olney are proud of, and it's not a burden to them.
Yeah. And so we've had some kind of in the past some events with law enforcement, like getting to know the police officers. And is there anything like that coming up? I know that's usually in the fall, but I wasn't sure if anything's.
Yes, we're currently planning another national night out where you get to come out and meet and visit and get to know us, and especially the new officers that have come on board that people haven't got to meet yet. Through the last year, obviously, we didn't schedule a lot of, my intention when I first took over was to do more town halls and do more public events. However, with the pandemic, we elected that would probably not be wise at the time, but since the restrictions are starting to let up, and I think a couple of city councils ago, we decided to do another town hall with me so people could come out and talk and we could have open conversations. So that has not been scheduled yet, but it is in the plans to be put together.
Okay. All right. And if you have anything else you would like to add?
No, I don't think so. Again, I just want to assure citizens that if you need to contact the Olney Police Department or you want to visit with me or whatever, we'll make an arrangement to do that. We'll be happy to talk to you.
All right. Well, that will conclude another edition of Olney Town Talk, and I again thank you and really appreciate you being here with us. It's really good to for the community to get this feedback and continue to be informed.
Absolutely, and I'm honored that I was invited to come and talk to you. Thank you.
We'll have to invite you back again.
Absolutely.
Sure. Anytime. All right. Thank you.